Before we dive in, a quick disclaimer. Although we're a therapist, this podcast is not therapy and does not replace working with your own therapist. Everything shared here is for general education and conversation only.
Welcome back to Twenties Girls. I'm Dottie,
And I'm Christina.
and we're two therapists who spend 40 hours a week helping others navigate their lives and the other 148 hours wondering if we're doing ours entirely wrong.
That is us.
Yes, that is us. How are you, madam?
I'm actually struggling today. I was just about to say I'm good, but I'm in a lot of physical pain with I have a bit of a hip or back injury, so feeling a bit anxious to be honest about what it could be. But other than that, I'm hanging in there. How are you?
Yeah, it sounds very painful, and I'm sorry that you're in pain right now.
Thank
I'm
you.
okay. I'm okay. Taking it one day at a time.
That's all you could do.
Um, yeah, yeah, absolutely. Anyhow, today we're talking about the elephant in the therapy room. And this topic, by the way, was actually suggested by my husband.
Mm.
I got these magazines. Yeah, I got these magazines from Fordham University, and I left one article open.
Mhm.
And he's like, "Oh, you guys should talk about that." And I'm like, "Oh, interesting. Okay." So
Thanks,
anyhow,
Jay.
it's about yeah, thanks to Jay. So today's topic it's about ChatGPT, or let's call it AI, like any platform that you feel comfortable with, and how
Mhm.
many individuals are using it as their therapist, or even going as far as firing their therapists and using it for therapy.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that. I haven't heard that personally, but a couple clients have told me joking, but I think they're serious. Like, do I really need to be meeting with you when I have ChatGPT? And I think there's truth to their joking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What I have, okay, I have not experienced it yet. I'm here knocking on wood because that's coming probably very soon.
Mhm.
But many of my clients have shared that in between our sessions, they would just check in with chat. Like if they want to talk about something that happened to them, attachment issues, or da da da, they would
Mhm.
ask chat about it.
Yeah, that's so interesting. And I think, well, if we can all ask ourselves today's reflection question. We've actually never done a reflection question, but maybe that's
Yeah.
something we can incorporate. Asking ourselves, who do you turn to first when you're struggling? Because I think before AI, it probably was a friend or your therapist, probably your partner. But now I think,
Hmm.
Doc, if you were to ask the average person, who do you turn to first when you're struggling? I think a lot of people would say AI of some sorts. I don't know outside of ChatGPT, there's Claude and what's the other? I don't know the other ones, but
Oh, there are a bunch of them. Yeah, there are a bunch of them out there. I cannot keep up. Yeah, I can't keep up. But yeah, that is true. Like when we were struggling or when we are struggling, we used to call a friend. Like I encourage absolutely everyone to have a friend as their mental health buddy, like someone who they could just call and say, like, hey, I just need to vent for 10 minutes. Can you hear me out? But now that's for some not even necessary because they'll just
yeah,
go to chat.
it's concerning.
Yeah, it is indeed. So anyhow, guys, the article that we're speaking about today, it's called, well, what Fordham University it's calling the rise of the chatbot therapist. And honestly, it's making all of us think because a lot, because many
Mm.
more people are using AI to process their emotions, to ask relationship questions, to organize their thoughts, and even prepare them for therapy appointments. Yeah, that's definitely something that I've heard a lot of in therapy myself.
Mhm.
And reportedly, 1 in 6 Americans are using AI for mental health information or therapy related support. That's insane.
It is insane. Yeah. So the spiraling today will be, well, let's just admit something, Debbie. We both used AI, right? Not as therapists, maybe, but as professionals. But actually, I mean, I have to admit, I've used ChatGPT and AI for things that maybe I shouldn't have. But we've used it to organize our thoughts, to summarize information, to help us brainstorm, even with writing emails. I know that I've definitely done that.
Yeah.
So this
Oh
isn't
my
an
gosh, our
episode.
recipes, remember? But
Oh,
we
yeah,
want
our
to,
recipes, our grocery list, everything. A lot. So this episode isn't necessarily saying that AI is bad. It's just about asking what is it good at versus what can't it do, and how actually it could cause some anxiety further for some people, depending on what you ask and how the conversation goes with it.
yeah. And also, we understand that finding a therapist is hard. Finding someone who you connect with is challenging. finding a provider that will accept your insurance is even harder. Um,
Mhm.
Therefore, we get it. AI is available 24/7. It will never cancel on you. It doesn't go on vacation. It doesn't have a waiting list. All of us do. And therefore, it is very easy to simply pick up your phone or your laptop and start a conversation with AI. We get
Mhm.
that. And yes, we use AI. I use it for my recipes. I use it sometimes when I feel that there are some grammatical errors on my writing and I just wanted to revise it. Like I do, but for validation in regards to my own feelings, maybe because I am going through some medical procedures. And when I get my
Mm.
results and I just really want to know what it really means, I do put it on AI. Like, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And it
No, I don't
explains
blame
what's
you.
going on before I meet with the doctor.
I don't blame you, Dobby. Like, for example, with my back issue, I have a friend who's an ortho. Like, that's her job. And
Yeah.
yes, I called her and she prescribed me some medicine and she's gonna see me on Monday. But I also put all of my symptoms in ChatGPT and just saw what it told me. And yes, it was the same thing, but I don't know, there's something validating about AI. So it's not all bad.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and we understand that it's quite a powerful tool and it has incredible uses. And um, if someone says I wrote everything out in ChatGPT before therapy because I couldn't organize my thoughts, I would say, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, you came in prepared to session. So if
Yeah.
AI is helping someone finally walk through the therapist's door, that's a win. So we'll take that as a win. And there are wins
Yeah.
in many aspects of it. We understand that there are also negatives, but
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah. So we wanna
yeah,
emphasize the difference, right? Like, what AI can't do is that it can't truly know you. It doesn't notice your body language. It can't even hear your voice shaking. Although you can, like, verbalize to AI, it just translate it into typing. So it can't sit in the silence with you, and it doesn't remember what it felt like when you cried 6 months ago, right? It doesn't experience that empathy that we need human to human. It just generates the language that sounds empathetic, but those are not the same thing.
absolutely. And therefore, I truly think that the goal is not replacing therapy. If it helps people get to the door, that's awesome. If it helps you process certain thoughts, okay, but it's not replacing therapy. And something else that surprised us on the article that really stood out is that the professor, the person who wrote the paper, talked about something called psychophacy bias. Did I say it correctly? Probably not. But
I
basically,
think
what it means is that AI has a tendency to agree with you. It will validate your thinking because it is designed to keep the conversation going, not necessarily to challenge you. And sometimes therapy, it's not about validation. Therapy is about, I wonder if there's another way to look at this. I wonder if there's another way to think about this, or what evidence supports that belief. I care about you enough to gently disagree. I honestly don't say gently disagree. I usually tell my clients I would like to
Mhm.
challenge those thoughts. And
Yeah.
that's where true growth occurs. And therefore, through AI, it's not going to happen.
Mhm. Yeah, I have a confession as I'm hearing you, Dobby. My confession is that newly postpartum, I did find myself talking to ChatGPT, and I think one, I was sleep deprived and I was more vulnerable, but it would be like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I found myself like on the verge of maybe sharing emotions. I had the insight and the awareness not go fully deep into it, but I really can see how people can truly like use AI as therapists because it is so validating and it is I don't know, they give you these explanations almost what you want to hear, but it doesn't have that human connection, but I think it's
Yeah,
hard.
it doesn't. And it was a moment of vulnerability for you. It was something so new. And I could see why you went to AI as a tool to help you navigate this.
Yeah,
Um, but something else that you did do besides AI was your own therapy.
yeah, I seek a human therapist.
Yeah, because there are many things that AI can do, but ultimately, I don't think it can replace the human connection that you can have or the therapeutic alliance that you can have with your provider. And that's
Yeah.
why it is very important to have a therapist that you feel connected with. Because if you don't, then yeah, it could be very easy to simply talk to a chat box and
Yeah,
feel that you are in
absolutely.
therapy. Now, again, we're not saying that therapists do not use AI. We use it to summarize things for administrative tasks, for documentation sometimes. We do it. And I know that every therapist who's listening to us know how many hours documentation can take. And
Mhm.
AI does have the potential to reduce that burden
Yeah.
so that as therapists, we can be more present with our clients, which I believe that it is something that's accomplishing.
Mhm. I went to the doctor last week and the doctor said, "Is it okay if I use AI for note taking?" So the
Mm,
whole session was recorded, and then I assume her note was just produced, and then she went to the next person.
hmm. Yes, there are many softwares that do that.
Yeah. So how about we take it to talking about connection a little further? So if we can think about someone who's grieving,
Hmm.
imagine sitting across from another human being and saying, "I don't think I can survive this," right? That therapist
Right.
isn't just giving words, they're regulating with you. Their nervous system is communicating safety and they're witnessing your pain. That's something that neuroscience just has proven and shown us for years. Healing often happens inside those relationships, not simply through information. So that's another example of how AI could be a little tricky, just that connection piece.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Human connection. Human connection. I always remind individuals that we're not meant to do life alone. I understand that especially since COVID, we are experiencing an isolation crisis. I understand that AI it's not helping with that isolation crisis, but at the end of the day, there is nothing like human connection. And true healing does occur when you can do that with someone else.
Yeah,
Um, so what's your take, madam? Will AI become part of therapy? Absolutely.
definitely.
I mean, it
Yeah.
already is.
Yeah.
Now, will it replace therapists?
I don't think so. I think for
Yeah,
some it will, but I don't think I think a lot of jobs AI is taking over and I don't think humans will be needed, but I think therapy is one that I think will stand true to what we're saying here and I think we will continue having our jobs.
absolutely. Well, I definitely think that yes, we are being affected, but I also think that therapy, true therapy, it's not only about intelligence because AI, it's beyond intelligent. Like a super intelligent is going to tell you everything you want to hear. But also in the therapy room, it's about trust, it's about repair, it's about
Mhm.
human connection. And that's something that AI cannot give you. And therefore, I think that we are safe for now.
I think yeah. For now is the key word.
Yeah. So, with that, let's transition into our favorite segment of the week, our anxiety wins and guilty pleasures. What was
Yes.
yours, man?
My anxiety well, I think I've said this before, but pre hurting my back/hip, I've been trying to walk every day. I
Hmm.
think I was doing well, then I fell off, but now I'm actually trying to do better with that. So that was a big anxiety when I was able to walk most days this week. And I really do notice that like the thoughts in my mind slow down when I walk. So that was really helpful.
Madam, sometimes all we need to do is get out there, be in nature. Every time that I'm spiraling, I need movement. I need to step outside and just walk. And this past week, I didn't do it as often as I would like. The rain has been gotten in the way a little bit, but it is also my goal this week to do it, to step
Yeah.
out every day, at least for I would love 30 minutes, but I'm going to say for this week, 10, 15 minutes.
My 30 is long, but yeah, 10, 15, I think is great.
Yeah, 30 would be great. 30 would be a mile and a half for me.
Yeah.
Ah,
What was your anxiety when, or would you say that walking was awesome?
yeah, I would say walking that I want to do. And another anxiety win was sitting through a doctor's visit and just hearing, like, I understand they're doing their job. They need to tell me all these things.
Mhm.
Um, I cried a little bit because I needed an instant release. Like I was just feeling like all this anxiety in my body. I was like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, like I can't. And I just started crying. And you know what? It felt a little bit better after that.
You know what, Debbie? Obviously, guilty pleasure is like, the things we feel guilty that bring us pleasure. But I feel like crying is maybe not a guilty pleasure, but sometimes all we need to do is cry. I love crying. And I think I feel minus the headaches you get after and the dehydration. Like sometimes that's all you need to do is cry it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Ah, yes, indeed. To me, crying is the quickest way to regulate my emotions.
Mhm.
Like, seriously, after walking, of course.
Sometimes you have to cry while you walk.
Oh, have I done that? Yeah.
Same. Me too.
Okay, guilty pleasure. What was your guilty pleasure? What brought you joy this week?
Let me see. Oh, last night I took myself out for ice cream,
Oh,
which
nice.
yeah, like, I was a little lonely and I wish I had someone with me, but I was just really craving ice cream. I'm like, "You know what? Let me take myself out on a date." My husband put the baby to bed, so I'm like, "Let me just do that." So that was a big guilty pleasure. I got coffee Oreo, and I just sat and I ate my ice cream.
Yeah, that sounds lovely. If I didn't live 45 minutes away, I would say we could do it more often, but yeah,
Thank
no.
you. I know.
I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
That's the one sad part about our distance, right?
Yeah, but I'm glad that you did it. That's something that I would do often. This summer, I'm not going to lie, like I have really taken a step back with my sugar intake.
Mhm.
And I have not had as much ice cream as I would by this time this year. I mean,
Mhm.
summer's just 5 weeks, five
I
weeks
know.
out.
I know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anyhow, my guilty pleasure, just to finish this topic of AI, was that my husband sent me this recipe for garlic bread. It was a video, one of those YouTube shorts. It looked great. And when I go to the description, the the recipe and the instructions are in a language that I had no idea I don't know what that was. Like I don't know what language it was. So I just
uh,
copied, pasted, and asked Chat to translate it to English. And I made
wow.
some delicious garlic bread.
Yum. Was there cheese in it?
Yes, mozzarella cheese.
Yum. That sounds so
Yes.
good.
It's so good. Mozzarella cheese, tons of garlic, tons of at least 2 cloves of garlic. Two what do you call it? Heads? Or cl
Yeah, 2 heads, yeah.
okay, 2 heads of garlic. I called it cloves. 2
Well, the
heads of
cloves are the
garlic.
baby thingies within the head.
Okay. Okay, thanks. So, yeah, it was 2 heads.
Wow.
The recipe calls for 1, but I did 2. And then you would smash it with some butter and olive oil, and then it creates a paste, and that paste you would put
Mm,
on the bread with some parsley, then the cheese, put it in the oven for 10 minutes, and then you garnish it with a little bit of more parsley.
yum.
So good.
My mouth is watering. That sounds so good. So yummy.
Anyhow, that was it. Anyhow, let's start wrapping up for today. So, our
Yes.
takeaways. If you're using AI to organize your thoughts, learn coping skills, or prepare for therapy, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And if AI helps you feel less alone at 2 a.m., like Christina shared, we're glad you found, we're glad that you found something supportive. But we also hope that it becomes a bridge, not a replacement for human connection. That's the bottom line from my end.
Yeah. Yeah, and just keeping in mind that information can change our thinking, but relationships change our nervous system, so we wholeheartedly recommend an in-person therapist, not just because we are them, but just because. So if today's episode has you thinking, we'd love to hear your perspective, thinking about if you've ever used AI to process emotions, would you ever trust it like a therapist? You know, let's just start thinking about it. So take care of yourselves, and we will see you next week.
Yes, and thank you for listening to Two Anxious Girls. Please rate us, like, subscribe anywhere you listen to your podcast. Have a great one. Bye.
Bye.